Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. Welcome to a second video here on Saturday. Now, look, how things go with this game is when M says to me, oh, have you done all the videos you need to do for this event? No, I'm still behind since Wednesday. And this is one of these videos that I really wanted to kind of get done and made and also do the content myself and also make a video guide on. So this guide is all about this right here. So I am an Empire. Smashing it from 100% and doing the kind of I am an Empire objective, and also what we're going to do in this video is look at some of the best champions. There is a spreadsheet that is that's done for this one. I've got the main spreadsheet, the side quest spreadsheet to build out, which a link will be in the description. It's got several different tabs. So if you come to the spreadsheet and go, oh, this is a bit of a mess here, that's there, there's nothing here, Rich, what's going on? Look, I am building it out. I am a little bit behind, and that's because there's a lot of MCOC news and information to go over, but I will get it done. I've said it 13th of September. There's the Mutant Uprising guide. There's best champs per tier, which I'm going to make a bit more presentable. And also what this is, which is what we're discussing for this video, which is I am an Empire guide and best champions. So we're going to go over this, and yeah, as well I'm going to play some footage breaking down each individual stage. So of the various different stages, we have got 3. So the first stage is all about mystic based champions, using some of those best mystic champions to take on. Who are they? What are they? Which is the best ones? There's tons of best ones, but we'll look at that in a second, and I'll show some footage. Also, you've got the second one, which is all about tech champions. Of course, it's class disadvantage, but of course, there's going to be some decent champions to use in any case. There's actually a lot of people using different and various options, and I would say sometimes one size doesn't fit all, and even though I've come up with 5 suggestions per different one, there's tons more. There's always tons more. So go with what you like when it comes to this. But we'll break that down in a minute. And also the third one, which is defeat Gladiator with caped-based champions. And there's a ton of caped-based champions. We'll also look at the list of ones that Kabam have listed in the crystal. So there's a special crystal for that. So yeah, let's without further ado get into this video. So the first one is all about utilizing mystic-based champions. For this particular one, it is great because you are serving yourself with a class advantage. And you can see on screen like Black Widow Clairvoyant is a solid option. I played about with 2 different rotations for this champion. I tried multiple options. I tried Magic, which footage might be on screen now, Black Widow Clairvoyant, Juggernaut, and I think there was one other one I tried. I think it was Wiccan, all of which performed fantastically, and I do recommend them. But Black Widow Clairvoyant is a brilliant option. With buff immunity, it means that you can suppress things like Unstoppable. And one of the general tips I have for this is that you can have an Unstoppable pops up, a buff, and look, if you're rotating around the SP2 with your buff immunity, you suppress that. So you can keep then Gladiator SP1 a lot of the time. But if you do get clipped, and one thing that I have found is going up against Gladiator is you do get clipped by the SP2. Sometimes it can be like a minute little error and you're like, damn, I'm getting incinerated. What's the best thing you can do when it comes to this? Well, I do recommend then using Black Widow Clairvoyant in the Incinerate curse, so that the third one. So if you tap light, 4 times, you switch into the different types of curses, modes, or whatever. If you do that to the Incinerate based one, it means that you find yourself in a really good situation that, look, if something goes wrong, at least you're covered with having that Incinerate immunity. That means that you can keep on fighting. It also means that this is a great champion option for taking on, further options, like the third one, which is all about caped-based champions. But I liked a lot of these ones. I liked the ones that are on screen. I tried Magic. Magic was okay, but sometimes I really wish there was a 6-star version. Doctor Doom, I try to not use Doctor Doom quite as much because I just wanted to try something different. Also, my 6-star Doctor Doom is in AQ at the moment, so that's kind of a bit of a thing. But Juggernaut as well, bit of a freight train, nice little solo. It's just a bit of fun. So yeah, that's pretty much the mystic side of things. Let's move on now and on to the tech. So the tech version of this, yes, you're at a class disadvantage, but there's actually some really interesting and fun options. Right off the bat, with a new buff and a new addition to Iron Man, Iron Man actually becomes a very good option. I did try Ghost, but I didn't really kind of like get to rotate the way that I like to with Ghost. Maybe I'll just put down to user error because I haven't played with Ghost as a champion for a long time, and most days I am kind of using champions that have high utility factors to it. I just don't use that champion as much as maybe I should. Maybe I should use her a bit more. But the thing is, there's so many decent options out there, and I think there's some really ideal options. One of my favourite ideal options is Infamous Iron Man. It is on the same level as Penny Parker. And the reason that is that both champions have Incinerate immunity. And some things that sometimes I was finding, if I made a mistake with Penny Parker or Infamous Iron Man, they both have that Incinerate immunity, so that if I mess up on the SP2 or I get clipped or whatever, then at least I've got that coverage to be immune, and therefore I'm not going to lose all my health. Also like the rotation with Penny Parker, that I do a few SP1s, I build up my senses, I then throw an SP2, I then do a lot of damage. I get an Incinerate debuff on the enemy, and that's pretty fun. So that's the kind of champion I like for that. But a lot of other players have used different other champions, like Shuri, like War Machine, but I really highly recommend Infamous Iron Man and Penny Parker. To kind of put it in a bit further perspective, I put a link in the description to people using different options for this. Like people were using Guardian, people were using who else? Yeah, well, Shuri we've mentioned. Psycho Man. Someone used Psycho Man. Fair play. You know, at the end of the day, you choose what you feel is good. But as I said, like champions that have got Incinerate immunity. I even used Vulture. It wasn't too bad, but I kind of felt that because it wasn't that high on rank, it wasn't really that effective. So there's kind of like a lot of decent ones, decent options to kind of pick from. But yeah, so many different options. Now on to the final one, and that's all about caped-based champions. Everything that appears in the Cape Sononi crystal, like I'll put a link to this in the description as well if you want to check it out. But there's tons. Black Widow, Clairvoyant we've mentioned, Captain Britain, Doctor Doom we've mentioned, Doctor Strange, Emma Frost, Magneto, Mole Man, Scarlet Witch, Sentry. I wish I actually had tried Mole Man. I think that might be a cool option. Guillotine 2099, Iron Man Infamous, great option. Magneto, maybe not for this one. Mephisto. Not Moon Knight, definitely not Moon Knight. But yeah, there's a lot. Spider-Man Supreme, that's not too bad as an option actually. I should have mentioned that one. Pretty fun, but I would say there's others I personally, you know, like a lot more, but I'll put them as definite suggestions when I kind of come to cover this one. But as I said, for me, a lot of the better options felt like and look, Symbiote Supreme, great option. There's tons of great options, but I would say that it's down to you how you feel about the Incinerate side of things. And I just felt at times Incinerate immunity for things like, you know, if a little mistake happened, it's like it's game over. You know, it just meant that you were covered if anything went wrong. And that's where, you know, I kind of feel that the better champions were. That's why, indeed, like my particular recommendations were mainly Black Widow, Clairvoyant, Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom kind of less. I like the kind of Doom slap and the consistency around building stagger, but it's that Wiccan, Infamous Iron Man type kind of like options that really were just that top tier backup if anything went wrong. I think if you get my drift with that one. But there's tons of options. Like even I've kind of put some top options here. I probably will, while this video, when it goes live, add in some more options here, because yeah, it's, even I've put 5 per one, I probably will expand that out and just kind of like, oh, you know, but you got this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, like, you know, it is what it is. And the thing is, if you don't really worry about anything when it comes to the Incinerate side of things in the SP2, then I don't think that really concerns you, and you will be fine regardless. I think a lot of people have already smashed this in any case. But if you come to this point and you're like, okay, well, what's some of the best options? I personally believe in these ones being them right there. But that's really it. As I said, I've got tons more videos to make on the side quest and get them out. I appreciate a lot of people have already smashed through this. I think some people even like moaning about like not having any more content to do, but you know, as I said, this is like stuff like, I think it's quite important to kind of get it smashed out early. Incursions is back on Monday. Battleground season starts on Wednesday. I mean, for me, as a non-spending player, I've got to get more units. I've got to get quickly. So the sooner I can get this done, the sooner I can then move on to some other content that's got to be smashed out. But we do have to go back in for our Struntonian, and you've got to do the tier 8. You've got to do your tiers as well. So that's the other thing to kind of mention with this one, is that you've got to do more of the side quest, more of the tiers, more of the... I mean, for me, I've got to do more tier 8. I found a cracking team for tier 8. I need to experiment with some other options, which I'll talk about in another video. Because why not? Because all the champions remain... They do remain the same, don't they? On the preview. Let's just double checking this. Yeah, because they remain the same, I found a very effective team to go and take this down. I'm sure that we'll find different options. Maybe I'll do that as the next video for today. But I need to experiment with a few other kind of like champion options. But in any case, that has been the video. Thank you very much for the support. And yeah, going to smash this. I'm actually quite enjoying this month so far, but I don't know, maybe I'm just weird. In any case, thoughts in the comment section about this, and I'll see you all soon. I can't speak. Bye bye.